Hey, it's your boy, Sergeant Hooked on Henshins, with episode 43 of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, the review slash recap. If you didn't know from the last video, I am currently recording at my in-laws. We're staying there, my wife and I and our two boys, while we get all this stuff figured out with selling our old house and getting into our new house, which will be very soon. So I'm going to try and keep up with these reviews at least. If I don't, I'm very sorry, and I'll try to do like a gap review video where I review a few at a time. But anyway, let's just kind of jump right in. Episode 43 was really, really good. I'm worried that we're this close to the end just because I love this show and I don't want to see it leave. But I really enjoyed this episode. So, from last episode, we see that Stacy has been taken over by Gege, right? Taking over control of him. And in this one, it's a whole episode of him, like, basically masquerading as Stacy. And from the very start, Kaito and the rest of the group and Zox, everybody is like, well, what's going on here? Like, you're not acting like Stacy does. He's very polite and, like, helping and whatever. He has a full, like, works with Zox and has a full transformation sequence with him. Um, because he tells Zox if he works well with him, he will help him find the, he says, well, if you're going to help us, Zox says, well, if you're really going to help us, get me into the Nintendo base. I'm looking for a certain gear that'll get me to S-Utopia to reverse my brothers back to normal. And he's like, oh, okay, whatever. And so he works with them, and he ends up using the Kyoryuger, Dark Kyoryuger gear to summon Kyuri Red Carnival, actually. Kind of cool to see. And fight the World Monster. The World Monster, this one, is this Headwind monster that like has control over wind and stuff, and it puts a spell, if you will, over the team and makes it so that this like wind is always blowing just on them and making them like get pushed back and everything. It's really entertaining and really funny, especially seeing how each deals with it. So that's happening along with the Gege Stacy plot, and they're believing it for the most part, but they're still kind of questioning things. And it all culminates with them realizing that the way to beat the monster is to basically work with the wind. So they're getting pushed backwards, and there's this backwards transformation, roll call thing. So they do the change Zenkai, they do it, Himitsu no power, Zenkai's. It gets to Gawan, and Gawan's like, Hakujo power. Zenkai, Gao. He gets hit by a newspaper, gets stuck in his face while he's talking. And he's like, and we are, they're trying to do the we are Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. And Vroon gets pushed back. They're like, Vroon, come on, stop fooling around. He moves up. They do their pose. And when they do it, the logo comes down. Even the logo is like vibrating in the wind and gets thrown away like a piece of paper. I have a feeling with their Sentai gear, if you were to put it in and use it, it would just make you do a roll call. I feel like that's their Sentai power. That's their grand power, honestly. Anyway, so really entertaining fight there where they fight the headwind monster, a bunch of different wind puns and stuff like that, side winds and tornado and whatever. And so yeah, the way they defeat it is with the Zenmyoku Zenkai cannon. They shoot it backwards and even like throws the effect backwards. Like it pushes, the helmet to go forward, and then it comes the back of Zenkaiser's helmet comes back to smack the monster and knock him into the Toei Ocean. And Gege Stacy is actually helping, fighting Brashitara and helping Zox throughout, which is interesting because he summons, he uses the Dark Shinken gear and brings out Super Shinken Red, which is interesting because at the same time as this, Zox is in his Shinken form. So it's like, oh, you could have totally had them meet. That would be so cool. And it didn't do it. It's very odd to me. But you'll notice clearly, because we know the audience that Gege is the one controlling Stacy, that when he wants to fight Brashitara, he's just acting completely different. Even Zox notices this. So they end up, fighting the World Monsters, a giant Kudai test one. And they try and do the Gatai, so they make everybody to become their, Zenkai forms, their big mecha forms. And they're trying to connect, and you see the pieces like, and the sound effects are like the ka, like they're trying to make the ka-clack sound, and then the, for the Gatai stuff, they can't do it, so it keeps repeating it. Like in the wind, like, trying to connect with each other. Oh, this wind is too much, we can't connect. So the way to end up being the world monster is Zox goes off world because his, mecha can go into space. Space, there's no wind. So from space, they use Tukayo Riki with the O-Ranger power or whatever, and blast the Kudai Test's arm and like head where all the energy is made for the wind powers, and defeat the monster themselves. So I thought that was really entertaining. And the end scene here, we get something really cool. So Gay controlled Stacy is saying to see, do you believe me now? I'm totally on your side. And they're like, I guess, but are you really who you say you are? He's like, what do you mean? And Kaito's like, well, usually, Stacy's not this positive. He's very prickly. And it's a nice scene that not only shows how much Kaito cares about Stacy, that he knows him that well, but also that he can see through this and that there's something else going on. He mentions that you fought Brashitara and you weren't mad about it. He would have been very upset having to fight his dad. Not that he cares about fighting his dad, but that he hates his dad. And you weren't very angry at all. You were like excited and fine with it. And basically, Gege Stacy just basically says, well, if you don't believe I'm Stacy, just believe I'm somebody who also wants to take down the Toji Tendo and leave it at that. And so, yeah, the rest of the team is basically just like, yeah, we know you're not Stacy. Like, there's something else going on here. And he tells Zox, you did work with me pretty well, so I promised I will get you the gear you need to get to Esutopia. So I don't know. I don't think this is Gege's way of turning over New Leaf and becoming good. I think this is Gege's way of usurping power and trying to find a way to wipe out the rest of the Toji Tendo and be the only one left in power. I don't know if this storyline's going to go through the rest of the series and making him this Zenkaiger Black that we keep hearing about for Dom Brothers, because Dom Brothers also has at least Gege as part of its villain group. Or if it's going to be something really sad where this is going to end in a cliffhanger and Kaito's going to get taken control of by Gege and be made into the Zenkaiger Black, and then part of Dom Brothers is them freeing him in the other Sentai worlds. I don't know, because that was supposed to be part of this, but they never did it in this season. So I'm wondering if the Sentai world thing is going to be part of next season because of the Avataro gears and the Alter gears and all that. So yeah, this episode was really entertaining. There's a lot of really good team building stuff. It was interesting to see Stacy work with Zox and like transform together. They did a roll call together. The different forms he brought out through the Gear-Tojinger, the Gear-Tojinger and all that. Just in general, him trying to keep up the facade that, oh no, I'm Stacy, I totally am. But still not telling him what he is in the end of it, even being like, oh, well, if you don't believe that, I'm still your ally, whatever. So, interesting to see where this is going to go. I'm hoping I'm wrong and that this all show is not going to all end in something really sad with how positive it's been so far, but it's possible. But this has been a really entertaining ride, so I'm really excited to see. I do know that past next episode, we have no clue what's happening in the next few episodes. There's not been any scans or any catalog, anything that have shown us what's going to happen. So I'm very interested in seeing where this is going to go. But this episode was really entertaining. It was cool to see how well Gege could act as Stacy, and how well Kaito knows Stacy to pick it out that this isn't Stacy somehow. There's something going on here. So I really was interested in that. It was really good. The fight scenes were great. Transformation sequences were great. And of course, the fucking roll call was ridiculous and stupid, but fun. And that's the point of this season, I think, is like, it doesn't take itself too seriously, either as a Sentai or as a Sentai anniversary season. And I love it for that, honestly. As much as I loved Zenkaiger for taking itself very seriously as a Sentai and a Sentai anniversary season, I also love the opposite way they've gone about things with Zenkaiger, honestly. So, if I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a straight 9 out of 10 just because I wish there was a bit more interaction with the team and Stacy, and with Stacy with like the forms he brought out, like bringing out, Super Shinken Red and it not being any interaction with Zox at the time, being in the same form, being in a Shinken form, bothered me. But other than that, really good episode. Really liked it. It definitely pushed the plot forward, so that's really good. And I'm interested in seeing what this endgame arc brings. Hopefully it's some good stuff. I'm also really excited for Dom Brothers. I really am. I mentioned in my Revice episode 18 review that I did recently get my Kamen Rider 01 Blu-ray set from Shop Factory, Tokusatsu, all the groups that work together, bring that together. So once I've finished that, rewatching that through the Blu-ray, I'm probably going to do a review of the Blu-ray. I'll try and show you guys what it looks like, the discs, the insert, stuff like that, so if there's any special features I've seen and whatever. But overall, I'm really impressed with it. It looks really great, and just the absurdity of having one of my favorite seasons, just Rider in general, on my TV, playing through my PS4 with subtitles in Blu-ray quality, high definition, high quality. Is great. It's high quality. Is really great. So yeah. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think of today's episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Think it was middle of the road? What are your guys' thoughts? I really would love to see your guys' thoughts in the comments. What are your thoughts of what the endgame arc is going to look like? Um, do you think it's going to end happy? Do you think it's going to end on a cliffhanger, sad, something like that? Do you think we're going to need a spin-off, Toei Tokusatsu fan club special, TTFC, spin-off specials? Um, I plan on watching pretty soon the Master Soul Ryu Soldier little 3-part miniseries they did, and maybe giving a little small review on that. Um, but yeah, I guess until next time, stay hooked on Henshin's. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.